Okay, if I remember this correctly, how to tie a tie. I think like one, maybe loop. Go like this. Put down. Oh yeah. Yeah, right? Try my best. This little part here. I don't know how to tie ties. As you can tell that too. I want to give a huge shout out to Shiso. He's an amazing dude, amazing designer. He gave me this nice long tie that I can wear when I wear my formal attires. And I'm gonna drop his link below so you guys go ahead and take a look at his ties, his tie clips, his watches, especially to my Hmong brothers and sisters. Take a look. It's great gifts for your mans. For your brother and your husband, for them to be representing those Hmong designs. So check it out. The link will be below. I mean, just this part here kind of bugs me, but I'm not an expert at tying ties. And today's video, we are not talking about how to tie ties, but I'm excited for this video because I want to talk about confidence. How do we practice confidence? Because we always talk about, being confident, so you have to do this, you should try that, but I want to break it down into 4 easy steps that even the ladies and the gents can practice. Anyone can practice it, following these 4 steps just to kind of work your confidence game. It's called practicing makes perfect. Whether you're getting prepared for a date, for a meeting, or just in general, how do you be more confident? Everyone has their different versions of how to be confident. But in this video, I want to highlight 4 steps that I do in practice to make sure that I'm always feeling confident. I'm not doing this for other people. I'm doing this for me. Before we dive into the 4 steps that I'm about to share with you, I want to high-levelly clarify that I'm gonna be walking us through 2 steps that are external, that are helping us externally to be confident, and the last 2 are going to be internal. How do we become confident internally and externally? So those are the 2 differences that I'm gonna cover: external confidence and internal confidence, and then we're gonna put those 2 together. The first step. This one is about our external confidence. And it's something that we see every day. It's something that we do every day. It's the way we walk, but more so our posture. And that happens to do with our shoulders. Our shoulders determine how we walk, and it also holds our strong structure of a body and also gives ourselves that personality. Okay, so how that works is very simple. A lot of people say, you usually is you puff your chest or you look up. But if you look up too much like this, then you're kind of like hurting your neck. And also you're popping up your chest too much. I think that's too extra. So what I typically do is when I work on my shoulders to build confidence, I really just do one simple gesture, which is this, and I'll show it right here. This is my regular posture, but I just tweak it a little bit by moving my shoulders back, kind of like bringing it, slouching it back a little bit. And this is what it looks like. So here's my regular posture, and I just go back like that. Very subtle. I'm gonna do it again while looking at the camera and see how well it looks. So this is my regular posture, and I just go back like that. I'm not puffing my chest. I'm not looking up, just doing this, regular posture, move it back, and then looking forward. Having your shoulders back like this and slouch, it's also helping you pop your chest a little bit. And the reason why I say this subtle movement brings so much confidence in your posture and the way you walk, it's because when we observe models, we are astonished. We are attracted to them. A lot of models, when they walk with their shoulders down, their head, chin up a little bit, but not so much, but down. They're not puffing their chest too much, just their shoulders down. The way they walk is very confident. It's also very sexual. And that's why we are drawn and we are just looking at them in awe. And also keep a note for the gentlemen, a lot of women like guys with broad shoulders. And sometimes by having our shoulder just going back like this, it creates that broadness in our back. So then it kind of helps bring that shape together. So that's it. That simple first step, the external confidence, is our shoulders. I always feel like people do it too much or exaggerate, like they don't know how to posture the walk or their structure of their shoulders. And I think that simple movement or adjustment goes a long way. And practice it yourself. Find your version, find where you're comfortable at. Don't like exaggerate it, but just subtle movements. Just that small part goes a long way. I promise you that. All right, on to step number 2. This one, it's still focused on our external confidence. And this one, oh my gosh. Once I started to practice this, I have felt so much more confident about myself. And this step I like to call small accents. Small accents. What do I mean by that? What I mean is things that you do or wear that makes you confident. For example, your hair. Your hair, if your hair makes you confident, then do your hair. For example, you can be scrubby, you can wear sweatpants out to the stores, but if your hair is on point, then that is also a way that, dang, that guy looks fresh because he has a fresh haircut, or his hair is so good, or his hair is like, wow, glamorous. So just those small accents. Your hair could be that thing that makes you confident. It could be your earrings, ladies. You know, when we go out and about, socializing to the bars, when you see a lady with big hoop earrings, that is also what makes that person attractive. It also shows a lot of personality. So those big hoop earrings also brings a lot of confidence and boldness. And if you're into shoes and you know that shoes makes you confident, then maybe you wear a fresh pair of shoes. Maybe it's a rain, or like me, maybe it's a tie, you know, when you wear all formal. Whatever it is, those small accents are the things that makes you confident. Because you know, you don't always have to go all out and put on makeup to feel confident, but if it's your hair, your earrings, your tie, your shoes, or a watch, if that makes you confident, practice wearing those things more or doing those things more when you go out, because you know that that's what makes you confident and you feel good. You don't need to wear everything to make you feel confident, but just that little small accent goes a long way as well. Okay, now this third step, which is focusing on our internal confidence. And this one, I always love preaching and talking to my students when I talk about confidence internally. And that happens to be our values. Our values are our internal confidence. And the reason why I say that is because it's our fundamental. If you know your values, you know what you believe in. You know what you want. Because when you know your values, and people ask you this, you know, when you go on a date or when you're in a job interview, let's put on a date as an example. You go on a date and the lady goes, what do you look for in a relationship? Do you know what you want in a relationship? The answer can just be as simple as answering them with your values by saying, I'm looking for a partner that is family oriented, that appreciates communication, appreciates my time and respects me, and is also allowing for us to have adventures together, because those are my values. You can just literally just state your values, and just that makes you sound like you know what you want. Even though it's not concrete, it is grounded. And then when it comes to job interviews and you value family, time, creativity, leadership, and communication, then if you go for job interviews and they ask you, what do you look for in a job? You can just simply say, what I look for in a job is I want a job that helps me to be more creative, that helps me become a leader, but also respects my time, and that also gives me time to be with my family. Just by saying that again, makes me a candidate that stands out because I've thought about what I wanted from my own perspective, not what the company wants to hear, but what I truly feel. So step number 3, internal confidence, is knowing your values. Because once you know your values, you're easily able to talk about those values into different parts of your life. Lastly, step number 4. This again is an internal confidence. And this has to be probably one of the hardest things that anyone can try and practice, because it takes a lot of courage and boldness for this person to practice, or for anyone to practice this step, which is being vulnerable. Yes, being vulnerable can sound contradicting to being confident, but I believe it's actually the opposite. Being vulnerable makes you much more confident. It makes you brave. It gives you an energy that shows that you are courageous. Being able to talk about your feelings, your emotions, your traumas, your past experiences. Being vulnerable is another way of being confident. An example that I can put in situation is, you know, when you go on dates and you're talking to the other person, sometimes the dates feel like talking about your past relationships can be toxic, or can be like you're not over your ex yet, or you're still traumatized from the past experiences. But I feel like if I sincerely sense that that person is able to talk about their past confidently in a good and bad perspective, I feel like they are being brave and vulnerable. Because I believe that by understanding a person's past, it also allows me to understand why they act and do things a certain way. It allows me to understand, okay, these are your trigger points. So what can I do this time to not trigger that? Or what can we do together to not make that a trigger? Or how can we heal that? By understanding someone's past experiences with their ex, their traumas, but understand those past experiences and being vulnerable about it allows you to grow that much more, allows you to understand that person and yourself as well. So when it comes to relationships or anyone, be vulnerable and be okay to talk about your past relationships. Because I believe by talking about your past relationship, it helps not only you, but both of you to grow together. That also works with loved ones, family members, and friends. Being vulnerable is another form, again, as confident. I know I said there's 4 steps, but I want to add in this bonus. And this bonus is very important when it comes to practicing your confidence. This last bonus that I want to share with you, it has to come from the heart. Your honest and true feelings. It's about you. I want you to speak with I statements when the conversations are right. For example, I want you to speak and own your opinions. Speak your voice, own it. You know, when people ask you, how do you feel? Be confident and say, this is how I feel. I believe this is important because I think you are wrong because I feel like this is how I see it and this is what I believe in. Saying I statement also makes you sound so much more confident in conversations. It makes your voice heard. It makes you courageous and bold because if that other person is against your opinion, you're not being moved and influenced because these are your confident opinions. You're able to own it and accept that, yes, these are my feelings. I feel like this. I believe. I think you are wrong because I feel. Having I statement goes a long way. Those were the 4 steps with the ending bonus. I'm gonna high levelly say them again. The first 2 external confidence are your shoulders. Bring them back a little bit. The second, small accents, your hairstyle, your earrings, your watch, your shoes, whatever it is. The third and the fourth are internal confidences. The third one, it's about values, know what they are, and then be able to talk about them. And the fourth internal confidence, it's about being able to be vulnerable. And lastly, the bonus, speak in I statements to own your voice and your opinions. I hope you found these 4 steps with the bonus helpful. 4 easy steps for anyone to practice, and I promise you that you will find your own versions, but these are a pillar to help you start practicing your confidence. And I want to genuinely say, please practice them in healthy settings, and also, please practice them. Do not, exaggerate yourself in a way where you're being too egotistic and cocky, but practice it with care. Thank you for listening, and I will see you all again next time.